Using traditional hand tool techniques to make artisan YouTube videos, this is Tell It to Someone. First question, of course, is from Nish Brown. Is there a way I can go back in time, specifically a time where before my cookies were too stale to absorb milk? Of course, yes, you could go back in time but then what you'd have to do is eat the cookies while you're back in time. So by the time you get back to now, which you probably have to go a long way around because time machines only go back in time as far as I know at the moment. Well, not at the moment, because whatever moment is irrelevant right now, because if you got a time machine, all moments are like right now. But anyway, but you'd have to eat the cookies back then. So you will have to go back to the past, eat the cookies. You will have had to have eaten the cookies after you've travelled back in time, and by the time you've gotten back to now, the cookies will be instead of being stale, they would be eaten. So you don't. That's a cookie paradox, and I suppose yes, you have avoided the cookies being too stale. But staleness is irrelevant because they're eaten. And I know because, oh, mine got eaten. Not saying who. Robin Goodfellow asks, which of us are NPCs? I don't think it's me, but then again, what would an NPC think? Well, an NPC just thinks whatever they say, and they're usually complimenting me on, launching that nuclear device in Fallout, or doing other things in Fallout, which I've done, like siding with the one side of the Brotherhood instead of the other, something like that. They always talk about me because I'm a bit of a legend amongst the NPCs in Fallout. Thank you very much. You can watch me. I'm the leprechaun with the hammer. It's also got my channel name on the thing, and I put the channel name on the workshop and stuff, so you can watch me then, possibly tomorrow if I feel like it. Next question from Emperor Fabulous. What do pears taste like? And if I eat them all, then it will be impossible to make an impanel of jury of them. Asking for a friend while passing an acquaintance, myself. Well, your peers are people who are just like you. And if you are going to eat people who are just like you, well, if it was me, they'd taste like corduroy. Joe Freddy, was that a nice pear? I ate a pear last week. Was it a nice pear? Have you found a source of decaffeinated fruit? And what do you think of the demand for such products would be? Well, caffeinated fruit would be like coffee beans. Like, before, the actual fruit that goes around, the coffee beans, and you can eat those. But you can't because they take the outside of the fruit off and eat them themselves because because the beans are more valuable because you can boil them and it tastes like mud, but it's like good mud or something if you do it properly, and if you don't, it tastes like burnt. And that's what I know about coffee. Next question. Oh, and sometimes civets, they eat the berries that the coffee beans come in, and then they poop out the coffee beans, and you can gather up those, and then you can make coffee out of those beans, and apparently it's quite delicious. That's another thing I know about coffee. I've had too much coffee today. It came in a can. Next question, Endocrom. Do you believe in Bigfoot? Well, I think the question is, does Bigfoot believe in me? That's what I'm asking. Because, you know, Bigfoot believes in himself. That's the main thing. Bigfoot believes in himself because he's got these huge feet, and you know what they say about people with huge feet. Well, also cryptids. They need, like, big shoes. And, big shoes. Really big shoes. If you catch my drift. Onion Boy, is it unwise to wrestle with a giant lizard? Possibly. I mean, if you've got, the biggest lizards are the giant monitors in like Sumatra or Borneo or one of those Indonesian places. And if you go to that place, well, it's going to bite you. And if one of those monitor lizards bites you, then you're gonna get infected wounds because they've got these in their mouth. They've got these bacteria that like eat the bacteria, like, infect your wounds and stuff. So if you come across one of those monitor lizards, don't get anywhere near it. Just let it lie on your monitor. I mean, I don't know, because monitors are only that thick these days. I mean, back in the old days, a cat could sit on a monitor and it would be fine because it was a cathode ray tube one, and it was a little bit warm there, so the cat would sit on top and it would look all nice and cute. But these days, I mean, I don't know how a lizard is supposed to sit on a monitor these days, so it's kind of weird. That's all. It's kind of weird. You look at the top of and there's a great big it's a huge. Those monitor lizards, they're like the size of a crocodile or something, and they've got these toxic bacteria in their mouth, so if you touch them, they'll bite and you'll die of like sepsis or something. So you're just going to have to live with a monitor lizard sitting on your monitor, watching you as you do whatever you do online. I'm not judging. Armand asks, who gave you the idea to make Tell It Someone? Well, I gave myself the idea as an early Christmas present. What I did was, I thought, well, maybe I should do something that's, I'm running out of ideas. This was back like 11 years ago, and I was running out of ideas, so I thought, maybe I should do question and answer videos. Yes, question and answer videos. I thought I'd do question and answer videos, and I thought, what am I going to do question and answer video? I just thought that I'll figure that out later. What I'll do is I'll just ask the questions, and then and that'll keep on going and going and going, and it's 10 years later. Where does the time go? I don't know. Ask the one with the time machine and who eats all the cookies. You can tell who it is. They've become fat because they've eaten all the cookies of time. I had to go to that Cookie Clicker website so I could get infinite amount of cookies because whatchamacallit ate all the cookies throughout history. I'm hungry and I'm fat, which is like double. Next question from Hervey Wasawas. What did ducks eat when it's cold and nobody goes to the park? Well, ducks went on a day like today where it's not really cold. I mean, it's not cold like you get in like North America and Europe and stuff, but it's cold like Australian summer gets cold, which is I could wear a t-shirt if I felt like it and not feel cold. I'm just wearing this because, I forgot what I was going to say because... Anyway, oh, that's a quick... Oh, right, the ducks, I saw them eating acorns. They were eating... They go under the oak trees and they eat the acorns in the park. and apparently they really go nuts on the acorns, and there's none left by the time it gets to autumn, and so we don't need to pull up all the oak saplings that come up the next year because all the acorns are gone. So we don't know. So look, they're just keeping the number of oak trees in the park at bay to just to the standard 50 that we need. Not this park, the other park, where I, catch Pokemons and stuff. Heavy was asked, shouldn't Thomas the Doubter actually be called Thomas the Skeptic? Well, in the Bible there was, Jesus came off the cross, and he said, I came back from the cross, guys. You don't believe? I'm still alive. I was crucified, yes. And then Thomas goes, I don't believe you. Can I finger your wound? And then, this is from the video that I saw, but Rule 34. That's all I'm saying. Rule 34. It was quite disturbing, and I don't know why I watched the whole thing. Don't ask me why I watched the whole thing. It was... I can't say any more because, what happened to her son Piker would happen to me. Whew. Keisha, when do you plan to crown yourself supreme ruler of the known universe, and what are your plans for humankind under your rule? Well, I've already done that. I mean, I got in the time machine, sometime in the future, went back to the past, declared myself ruler of the known universe, ate all the bickies, and then I came back to the present, back in the past, back in my past, not necessarily your past, but then I went to that time, that specific time, and I covered all my tracks, and so I am already, but the good news is that I'm lazy and I just carry on with what you're doing, basically, because you're all, everything's working. Look, I'm lazy and I don't want to do any work, and so I'll just leave you do whatever you're doing. And, everything's going to go to hell, but it's going to go to hell anyway, even if I'm not ruler of the known universe. So, just, have fun, follow the flying spaghetti monster, and we'll be okay. And, salute the Mothman, so maybe. Could salute the Mothman. That's it. Tell someone for this week. If you would like to ask me a question, then ask me a question in the question asking place below. Or you can answer this dovetail question, of course, which is conveniently right on this screen, because if it wasn't on this screen, I'll be talking to nothing instead of yellow letters over there. You could watch me do my live stream of Fallout 70. I'm doing all Fallout 76 at the moment. I might do other video games. I might do other video games at another point in the future, or the past, or something. But I'll do other ones. But I'm doing Fallout 76 right now because it's the game that I've been playing for the last year and a half and a bit. Year and a half and a bit. Well, it's been 2 years probably. Yeah. Oh boy, maybe that's why I'm so fat. I just haven't been doing anything apart from playing Fallout and not making any videos and only riding my bike occasionally. Maybe I should do something. Maybe that's why my views are going down. I don't usually tell them that I don't have a cool sign off.